Oakley dokley, neighbors. It's time to do the front end now. The swaps. We gotta take the old front 10 bolt out. And then here's, show you the donor truck we got. Look at this beautiful thing. Not much of a truck. Already got the old one back in there. Barely. Just hanging in a little bit. It's, you know, air conditioned. Really good. And speed doesn't matter with this truck. Yep. It's pretty, there's a few good parts I guess, but it's pretty rotted in there. Here's the, supposedly the 373 front. Probably should pull the cover off and, you know, double check, but I think I'll just take it out anyway, swap it. Hope for the best. Sprayed some bolts down there last night on both sides. Wheels are ready to come off. So hopefully it comes out without breaking anything. That'd be good for once. But it's got, yeah, like I said, it's got a few good parts on the firewall there. A few good pieces left inside. Glove box. Oh, it's got some little motors in it to make it run. Here's the, that's the gas tank. That's all you need. Perfect. Gets great miles per gallon. But alright, let me go get some tools. Well, the black cloud has struck again. Right gears, but everything that was above the oil in this thing was rust. Like, I know you can't see it right now. That's all rust. That's all rust. So I've been kind of soaking there. Just letting her eat on some oil. Because, yeah, it won't turn all the way either. See? It stops. That's really good right there, man. That's what you want. So, right thing to do is replace on it. No, we ain't going to do any of that. Pull that out. Get the old grinder or wire wheel or something and clean the rust off. Throw it right back in the truck and use it. So, let me pull this out and find some grinders. Num num num. Alright, I got this sucker completely gutted. Yeah, pretty much. Yep, got the axles out. Spindles off. Dust shields off. Gears are out. Pretty rusty. About the same there. So I think I'm gonna leave that drip overnight, so it'll be a little better to start, you know, buffing it out a little bit. Buff out the little bit of rust it does have. But yeah, this one was pretty simple. The locking hubs are already out. So all you gotta do is take, there's two big nuts in there. Take the first nut out with a special socket. I think it's over there. Then after that, you got that little ring that has holes in it. And this other ring, this other nut has a little tit in it. That locks that one in. Yep. Oh yeah, there's 6 bolts to get the spindle out. Well, 6 nuts. And same over here. I took the steering off just to make it a little lighter to move around. Probably put it on the truck about like that. Put the gears in it and just throw it under the way as she sits. There it is. There's my socket. It's got some teeth on it. I used a magnet to get some of them out. Yeah, I'll leave that drain overnight to figure out what I want to buffalate on it with. Not real sure yet. Have to dig into my boxes here, find out what I got. So, catch you when this thing dries off a little bit. Alright, what we're going to do is, we're going to rebuild these gears the right way. you get the idea. It's all, look at that, all brand new again. Looks perfect. It'll work with what I'm doing. Now I'm just going to granulate back here a little bit, and we will be good to go. Maybe a little bit more in there. But all them teeth look nice. Very nice. Alright, give me a few minutes and I'll granulate back here and we'll put it back in the Kumpkin. Yeah, when you're granulating, rebuilding your new gears here, make sure you got them locked tight in a vise. Little tip. Helps out a lot. Yep. Yep, I forgot. I got to rebuild the inside of this thing. Everything up here is nothing but rust. It's a little rusty back in there, but we can't see that, so we're going to ignore that for now. It'll be gooder. That's just chunks, loose chunks. I'm going to get some of this heavy stuff off here. That way it doesn't granulate in all the gears and destroy stuff. You got the idea when I was rebuilding the gears, so same thing, just grind away till you get all that heavy stuff away and spray down with some brake clean. Okay, before I put the gears back in that one, I'm going to go ahead and probably take this rear out, or front rear out. Got a bunch of little tiny bolts here. Take them out. That comes off. There's a little ring in here. You gotta fight that out, and then you got the big nut, like a washer with a bunch of holes and another nut you gotta take out. Then here's the fun part. You take these 3 nuts off and you beat the living daylights out of this thing. Yeah, it's not too fun. So I've been soaking on that for months. Then it's got a weird shock relator thing over there with a bracket, with another bracket. You gotta take some of that off. Your U-bolts on both sides. Shocks both sides. And about it, there ain't much. So I already got the brakes off. They're hanging out over there. So let's get to it. Oakley peeps. Got some stuff off. Steering arm. It's got, you know, these little cone things that go down on there. Take them nuts off and you basically beat the living daylights out of this thing until these start raising up to get them off. Then she comes off. But like I said, I think that's been soaking for months. To make things a little easier, I took this arm off. Just took the nut off. You basically beat on here hard as you can, it pops off. Same with the steering linkage and all that stuff. Take the nuts off and whammy it. Just whammy as much as you can, it pops right off. Then here's some of this junk. Here's your full drive hub. Some of the nuts. Where's that little ring at? There it is. You gotta take this off. Basically just wedge it's down in there. Wedge a screwdriver down in the back of this and whammy it a few times and that pops out and all this garbage comes out. And I think I'm going to reuse, where's that at? My spindle. It's under there too. I'm going to reuse my spindle, my hub. There's a lot of battery grease in there maybe. So the axles, I think I'm going to go with the ones in the other rear. They're about the same. Both of them, they're greasable, so I don't know. I might just go with them. I already got, believe it or not, these all come loose. Haven't tried that side yet. But all I got left here is take the hub and everything off that side, drive shafts off, and see if them 4 bolts will come out. And I think I'm going to drop it. I try to find a race for this. I'll show you this one. Believe it or not, I live in the middle of nowhere. Not a parts store has a race for this thing. It's gouged up pretty good. There and right there. But I might say, I'm going to pretend I didn't see that and put it back in there anyway. Because I don't feel like waiting on the mail to get one shipped, so yeah, probably the right thing to do. Just ignore it for now. So at least I can get that back together, maybe get it back onto the truck here in a few days. But every time I go to a parts store, I can't get anything I want around here. We don't seem to have nothing. But yeah, this side, just take that off, and the same thing's the other side. Oh, I gotta beat that shock out there. But yep, coming along just groovy. Here, give me a few minutes and I will do something. Yep, let's see. Right there's this little clip. If you can see it. If I want to beat a screwdriver in it about right there, you take like the poker tool, get in behind it, and it comes out. But yeah, you gotta look for that little space in between it. Makes it a little bit easier instead of trying to dig it out from somewhere else. But a little easier right there to dig it out. And there's the hub, the little clicky hub on the outside, and this is the inside guts. Once this slides out, actually, there should have been a clip right here. Oh, there it is. You gotta take that little clip here out with that tool. Then this will fall out after you take that clip out and stuff. Then you gotta take the big socket, get the two big nuts off inside, and this whole behemoth comes out. Once you dig in this far, there's 6 little nuts here you take off. Take a hammer, take your dust shield plus brake caliper holder off. There's once in a blue moon this spindle will just pop off, but more likely it won't. Then you gotta take like a chisel and a hammer back here and just spray it first, and you work your way around it and it'll eventually pop off. Once that's off, you get your axle out, like with the U-joint stuff. Yeah, so we're almost there. Give me a few more minutes. Well, it's out, peeps. It is no more. Now it goes back under the parts wagon. But I think for now, for today, I'm going to clean all this mess up and put that in another day, I think, because it's getting crowded here with junk everywhere. I got my whole toolbox on the floor, mountainside of dirt. I think I'm going to sweep, organize tools, basically hit a reset button before I put the other one in. So that's probably going to call it for today. I'll be back out here tomorrow, wrench it again. As you can see, I already got the new old school axle in. I don't know, just did some wrenching the other day. Needed to get it done quick. But these are a little boogered up, so I'm going to try to work some magic on them. They can't find anything to chase the threads. Because I live somewhere where you can't find nothing. But we'll put everything else on first, do the steering stuff. You know, all the outer bearings you might need. All that, you know, groovy stuff. Gonna reuse that steering piece. Then I gotta put the other axle back in the parts truck because I need to do that before I can get this out. Everything's in my way. Yeah, so let's get some funness. Alright, I think I got these. The nuts seem to go down on it alright. I just took the grinder, buffeted it around that a little bit, got some of the burrs off, and it seems to be alright. Put a bunch of grease in here on both sides of the steering arm. I'm going to put some grease around here. That way when you take it back apart, yeah, it's easier to come off. So I'm going to do all that groovy stuff. And after I do this side, I might go ahead and put the steering arm on. Do the same thing on the other side. Anything the other side is, there's no steering arm, so save some time. And I got me a grease packer, pack some wheel bearings. Just add a little bit of grease to them. But yeah, if you do all this, it should be easier to come off, hopefully. Because I had to beat the daylights out of that thing to get that sucker off. Got this side all done. Had some new brakes, went ahead and put them on. And put a little more grease in the bearings, tightened all that up, tightened all the steering nuts up, put some cotter keys in them. and re-greased all of it. Bolted the shocks that don't work back up, so they're just for looks. It'll be good. Be alright. I think, yeah, these two steering shocks, I don't think they really work either, so they're for looks. Looks cool. But if you repaint them, they're brand new. So I'm going to move on to the other side, do the wheel bearing and brakes and more stuffs. It's going pretty good. Ugly Dougly, this side is done. New brakes, new carter keys, and I went ahead and ordered some new brake hoses, because on the other side I found where like something pinched it. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if it got pinched or the wheel rubbed it, but got them coming. But all the U-bolts tight. And now I'm going to drain the transmission, change that fluid out, because I don't know what it looks like, because the oil in the front and rear was pretty nasty. And right there's the drain plug. You're supposed to fill it, I think it's up in there, but I want to take the shifter out and dump it from the top because it's freaking way easier. And I got the breather back on, U-joints, drive shaft back on. Almost ready to go. Alright, got the front diff full. Took around, I think it was 3.5 quarts or so. Transmission, this is the easy way to do it. You take your shifter out, put the funnel right down in there, and you just fill it up. Gulp, 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 gulp. Took probably 4.5 quarts. She was thirsty. But I guess it's the time for the word. We're gonna go with red. Red. Yeah, I'm red everywhere. So now we're gonna go outside and put the half truck back, not even really half truck, quarter truck back together so I could get it out of my way, so I could get this one out and start on the next project. But we'll be outside here in a few minutes. We're gonna do if I had to weld, well, I can't weld, so we're gonna booger some welds, some U-bolts in, because there's no threads left. Just enough to hold the rear end in so she don't fall out while we're rolling it around. Alright, we're outside in the fresh air garage, putting the parts axle back together so I could move it out of my way. So just beat this back on there, just like so. Put your 6 nuts in there. I need to move this out so I can do some more projects. It's a little nice out today, instead of wind blowing 100 mile an hour, or snowing, or 0 degrees, or something. But pretty simple, just these on, zip them on tight as you get them. Throw the hub on, and I'm not too worried about it because I don't think this is ever going to drive again. So just kind of tighten them down. Zip, zip. Zip, do that. Just like so. Oh, that one's tight. Ugly dougly. Now, just throw this up on there. Come on now. There you go. Let's push the bearing back in. Yeah, I think these rears are going to go probably to the scrap yard. possibly. You take your big nut here. It's nice and clean, by the way. You gotta find the little thing that sticks out. There it is. Face that out. Stuff's nice and greasy. It's awesome. Snug it. See if we can spin it. Too tight. So further I'm going with that. And you take this and put it in there, and hopefully it hits one of them holes, which would be nice. The only thing I didn't see is where that groove's at. It's up there. I always put mine on top dead center. But this one was already sort of well, it was seized together, so I just left all one chunk. Now, let's see if it hit one of them. Let's take a cotter key here. No, it did not. Of course not. Give me a few minutes. I'll see if I can figure this out. Alright, got it all snugulated back on. But it's ready for some wheels. I'll have to do some work on the tires because they go flat in like 2.5 seconds. So, I think we're done with this project. I just gotta get, like I said, tires back on this one. And we're good to go. I think I'm going to cut some panels out of it eventually and use some of it to patch the other truck. But ain't much left to it. Oh yeah, I got to do some booger welds on that. Maybe I'll show you that here in a second. Alright, I got some booger welds done. They don't look so good. Plus I'm using a really cheap welder. But I don't know what I'm doing. I'll show you anyway, because they look so awesome. But that should hold it on there to trailer down the road, maybe. These ones won't tighten up. The other side won't tighten up. So I think they're, they're pretty well junk. But hopefully it's good enough to get it where it's going. But I think it's going to do it for this one. Not much left to do on the front end other than put the wheels back on. Ordered some brake hoses, the metal braided kind, because it's got a lift kit. But I don't know what we're going to work on next. I'll find some more junk, and more junk and junk. Battery's about dead, so I'm going to cut it off here. Got a lot of cleaning to do. I got greasy tools everywhere. Floor's all greasy. The floor is probably more grease on the floor than there is in the truck, so that's good. So I'm going to do some musical vehicles, clean tools. Catch you next time.